Hello everyone, welcome to Chef Shelley's Kitchen. Today we're going to be making vegetable broth. And I want to show you actually what you can do with all of these extra vegetables that you have. So extra vegetables in this bag right here, whenever I'm making a salad, I'm using celery or tomato or carrots. You know, we have the ends, right? You cut those off and we tend to throw those away. I'm going to suggest that you put it in a freezer bag like I do. Every time, just keep loading it up till you get about half the bag, or what would be about 2 cups. And you use your scraps here to make vegetable broth. So now we are really utilizing everything. So very similar, it's going to operate in the same way in which you would make chicken broth. And there's an episode out there on homemade chicken broth. We're using the bones with all of those great flavors and water and all that good stuff. So we're going to basically use this in the same way. And I was thinking about this because I know there are some things now that to season it, instead of putting water in it, I season it with a broth, either a vegetable broth or with a chicken broth. And I do a lot with chicken broth, so I can tell you, but there's, like I said, an episode out there already. So there are really some very simple ingredients, and what I've decided to do, because I want to make enough of this, and I'm going to store it in 2 ways. I'm going to, once it's cooled down, I'm going to put it in ice cubes. So that's a very easy way to add it to vegetables or whatever it is you're trying to season. And then I'm going to leave the rest in just kind of a container that I can pour out of. So simple ingredients, as you see, we have water, we have celery stalk, half an onion, carrot, I've got olive oil, I have garlic cloves, and in here I have a mixture of seasonings or spices. I have bay leaves, parsley, thyme, salt, and pepper. So what we're going to do basically is you can boil this on, in your oven or on your stove, or I just feel like the crock pot has a way of making everything taste better. So obviously, if you need it right away, just boil it, okay? But if you really have the time, and I'm all about prepping and trying to do things in advance, then this is how you want to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 6 cups of water. You can add more. We have to add whatever amount you think you want as broth. That's how much water you're going to add, plus some extra, because it is going to certainly evaporate. So I'm going to go on and I'm going to start by putting my water in. So I've got my 4 cups, and I think what I will do is likely add another cup. So making it about 7 cups, okay? So 7 to 8 cups, again, all dependent upon how much broth you want to make. Then I'm going to go on and add my celery. This is actually 2, and I just chopped it up, and I have the leaves on some of it. I'm going to add my carrots, and again, I just had the slice kind like this. If you have just carrot sticks, you can just cut them up. That's fine. You don't have to use that. And then you definitely need an onion. So that's my half an onion there. And then I'm going to go on and add all of this stuff that I've been keeping, and keep this stuff in the freezer. Why? Because, if you keep it in a refrigerator and you're holding on to it for a while, it's going to go bad. One thing also, as I was researching about making vegetable broths and what things are okay to put in, a couple of things that I saw that were interesting to me that they said don't add is broccoli and cauliflower, like the base of it, because those two, apparently, those stems produce somewhat of a bitter taste. So don't put those in. I had mine in at first, and then I took them out. So now that I have all of the vegetables in there, I'm going to add my olive oil, and I'm going to add my cloves. Now you can use minced cloves. Garlic. The thing about whole garlic to me is that it's a stronger taste, so I want more of the stronger taste. And then here are all of my seasonings. Again, look in the comment section and you'll see the all of the ingredients and all of the quantities. And I'm just going to mix it up here just a little bit. And as I said, I will add another cup of water to this. So what I'm going to do is basically we're going to just let this cook. And I'm going to let this cook for about 4 hours. I'm going to turn my crock pot on high. And then after it's all done, then we'll come back and you'll see how I'll basically strain it because I just want the broth, not all of the vegetables. Again, if you had good stuff in there, like the whole celery, if you didn't do the old stuff, well, you could actually eat it, right? But since I have some old stuff, I will actually, in fact, likely throw it away. Maybe I'll take some of the celery out that I put in. Okay, so 4 hours, we'll be back. Okay, everyone, 4 hours later. 4 hours later. Now, if you remember, I put in just clear water. And so what I'm going to do now actually is I'm going to use my little handy dandy device here to get rid of the vegetables, okay? So I'm going to just go on and take that out. And again, this is where I said, hey, if you're doing some other kind of soup of some sort, then you might want to, you know, keep some of the carrots if you had them in bigger pieces. Like if you're doing I can see doing a chicken soup, anything like that would be just fantastic for some of this leftover. But again, most of my stuff, as you said, I was trying to do it from frozen. So now that I've taken out all of that, now what I'm going to do, and I need to, I'm going to store this in 2 ways. I'm actually going to, let's just do it this way first. I'm going to fill my ice trays up first because I want to be able to store this so that if in fact at a later time I want to just add this to something very simple, I can just take my ice cubes. And what I normally do is once the ice cubes are ready, then I dump it into a freezer bag. Okay, so let me get my nice muffs here. So if you remember, I actually had 7 cups of water, and that's 4 there. This is about another probably cup in there. So what we're going to do, actually, let me just pour some of this out so it'll be easier to do. I'm just going to fill up my ice trays for now. And then what I'm going to recommend that you do is put the rest in a jar, or if you're going to let this cool because it's still hot, then let it cool and you can put it in another kind of container. So I'm just going to fill up my ice trays basically. That's all I'm going to do. And you'll see how beautiful the herbs are, and it smells so good. Let me tell you, it smells just delicious. And I'm going to just put this in my freezer. I know a lot of us don't have ice trays. I had to go out and buy ice trays because most of our freezers have ice makers, of course. I had to actually go out and buy some of these a couple of years ago because I just didn't have ice trays, didn't have a need for them. Okay, there we go. Let me just go in and pour the rest so you can see what 7 cups turned into. Well, oh my gosh, 7 cups, 7 cups. There you have it. So I didn't actually lose any in the process. All right, so I hope this was a great way for you to see how to, first of all, use some of those vegetables, the back ends of vegetables that you cut off and normally would throw away, how you could reuse that. Again, put it in the freezer bags. Don't keep it in the refrigerator because then it'll go bad. So just keep putting it in the freezer bag. And then when you have about 2 cups worth, then you can start doing your chicken broth. I recommend doing the icing of it And then you also can have your broth on the side, which I'll put on the side. All right, I hope this was helpful for you. Thanks for tuning in. If you have not subscribed to my site, be sure to click on the little picture there. And I come out with a new video every other week, a recipe that's simple, healthy, and delicious. So thanks again. Bye, everyone.